Everyone, thank you for joining me. I got Coach Tom Miller from Tom's River North joining me today for another soccer preview. Coach, I know you had a scrimmage today. How'd the team look?
Team looked good. We're work in progress. We got a lot of new pieces. So it was just kind of good to get a scrimmage against another opponent, kind of see where we're at and some things that we got to work on. It was a good experience.
Yeah, it's been I know probably long preseason for your teams. All the teams, going through the phases and then having to take 2 weeks off. And a lot of the coaches are saying, coming back on the 14th, not a lot of time to get your team ready, and get the positions locked down and strategy locked down.
Yeah, it's been very difficult. There's a lot of girls fighting for the different spots, and it's really tough without all the scrimmages and a lot of practices in the summer to kind of get a really good look at everybody. So we're doing the best that we can. The first scrimmage was very helpful. The girls have had competitive practices, so that's helping as well.
That's great. And the competition in Tom's River is always top notch, so that helps too.
Yes, definitely.
One of the first questions I like asking the coaches, when did you start getting into coaching soccer, and what made you get into coaching soccer?
Yeah, I became a math teacher in Tom's River North in I think 2004. I've always kind of I played soccer growing up, really liked the game. When I became a teacher, I thought maybe I'll throw my hat in the ring. I got a chance to coach the JV team for a long time under a great head coach, Jerry Klimek. Learned a ton, and that kind of just being around the program and him just kind of really got me into the game.
What year did you take over the varsity program?
I stepped in 2013. I became the varsity coach here.
Now, Tom's River North's had a great history of success. What are some accomplishments you've had since you took over the head coach?
Since I became the head coach, I guess 2018 and 2016 were our two, best years. And we've had a bunch of ASAL championships or co-championships. But the short conference championship in 18 and the sectional championship in 16 were just unbelievable. Just such a great time, great group of kids. I had so much fun with them, and the memories are just amazing.
Now, I got to see your team a couple times last season. I saw the St. John Vianney game in the short conference, and then the Freehold game in the short conference. Fun team to watch. A lot of speed up front. I thought your team had.
Yeah.
Your forwards were very fast. Can you talk a little bit about your team last year? And you lost some two very good seniors ended up graduating. Can you talk a little bit about them and your team last season?
Yeah, last season's team was an amazing team. They're great group of girls to be around. Obviously, Emily and Paige, they set the tone. They were just two amazing players, 4-year starters. They never give up. They really require everybody else to really give 110%. The whole game. The short conference tournament was a crazy experience from Southern, where we were almost out and we came back, to the St. John Vianney game, the way that kind of culminated at the end. Just to see somebody like, a Paige in the Southern game, basically, one of our defenders, we throw her up top and she doesn't give up and scores with seconds left, like literally seconds left in the game. And then 2 games later, Freehold Township scores against us with seconds left in the game.
Yeah.
It was kind of like just a crazy run. And that's just the way they were. They played so hard against every single team that we played. And we tried to give our, RBC everything we had there. It's just, they were a very quality team, and we just couldn't get it going that game.
Yeah, some people, I mean, that's a tough bracket you had in the Shore Conference. Thinking, because Southern, under the radar last season, but ended up beating
Yeah,
Middletown North.
Southern was a very good team last year. Very good.
Yeah, they beat Middletown North. I have a friend whose daughter
Yeah.
played for Middletown North. He was giving me updates. He couldn't believe it, and and then I was at the St. John Vianney game. That was a good back and forth game.
Yeah, they beat us early on in the season. We've opened up the past couple of years with them, and they beat us. And I knew it was going to be a very, very close game. They're always a quality team. Friel Township, I mean, it goes without saying they're so quality. So it's just when you run through and you play a bunch of teams like that, that tournament is so hard. It's just a great time to be a part. To get to the final is just awesome.
Could you talk a little bit about the state run? You made it to the group finals.
Yeah,
it's a very hard Eastern team.
Yeah, the state run was super hard for us as well. Very difficult teams we played in there. Williamstown, Williamstown came up here. They were a really, really good team. And then we played against Clearview, who, they were very, very good. I've met that coach a couple times. He's always got the team playing, quality soccer.
I think they upset the 1 seed, right? Didn't they?
Yes,
they beat Jackson.
They upset Jackson. So Jackson was a really good team last year. So you knew, that's how good Clearview had to be to, play with them. Rancocas Valley we had to take the long bus ride out to RV. They were a very good team. Very good team. That game was back and forth until we finally broke through at the, towards the end. They had, quality players all over the field. They actually, RV actually didn't really have many losses. I think they really only lost maybe Eastern in the South Jersey coaches final. Their version of the Shore Conference tournament. Those two teams went at it in their final. So I knew the RV was going to be really good. And then Eastern, when we played them, they were the number 1 team in the nation at the time.
Yeah.
They had, they have quality players everywhere. But the 2 girls, they were on another level. They were very, very good. We had some people that we thought we could match up with them. And we did just, we didn't settle in fast enough. And they got that first goal. And it just, we tried to throw different things at them. It just couldn't really get it going there at all.
Yeah, I talk to the Eastern coach once in a while, and they're always loaded with talent. And what is the mindset that you try to set your team? You're going down to Eastern, like you said, number 1 team in the country. What's like the game plan and the mindset you try to get communicate to your team?
I mean, we basically try to go into all the games basically like bring everything you got to that game and play that game like it's the last game that you're going to play, and if we do that, then typically we like our chances against, anybody. And that's kind of the way we went at it. We told the girls, hey, these girls are supposed to be amazing. They're supposed to be the number 1 team in the nation. But we're not good. We're going to go down there. We're going to get off the bus and we're going to bring it to them. And as long as you guys give everything that you got, then we're going to walk away from the field happy. And I think that's what we did that day. The girls, they came out there. We gave them everything that we got. We tried some different things, after what we tried first didn't work. I see some things that maybe I would have tried if we had a second chance at it. But I was proud of the way, the girls played. We were down, I think, 2-0 at halftime. They came out. We tried to get one back, but it didn't happen. They scored another one, but all the way to the very end, the girls just kept playing as hard as they could. So I was proud of that.
That's great. Transitioning it, into this season, we'll talk about your team coming up. Who are some of the players you think are gonna take over the leadership roles that Paige and Emily left?
Basically we try to lean on our seniors, but also, a lot of our underclassmen that are coming up. Cammie in goal, she's our Rutgers commit. She's,
Yep.
she's been a 4-year, varsity player for us. So she knows what it takes to really get to try to get to the next level. We have some other seniors, Isabella's coming back. She's played with us before. She kind of knows what we do. We have, Alexa Pito. She's kind of hurt, but she's still there every day. Trying to get everybody motivated, keep everybody positive. We have some juniors, Faith Wavershek and Jackie Graham, the two young ladies that are, ferocious players. Though they bring everything they have every single time. They're fabulous to watch. So, they help to set the tone. We have sophomore Maddie DeGenio. She really kind of stepped on the scene last year as a freshman, played center midfield for us. We even put her up top sometimes to generate some offense. She's just, I think big things for her in the future. She's played really well. So we're hoping for her to step up as well. And we have a couple freshmen that are, trying to work their way in, and hopefully they're going to make an impact as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at last year's roster. It looks like this year you a pretty good mix of everybody different grades. It's not like one class that's really heavy on kids. So that's a pretty good mix you have there.
Yeah, that's kind of been the way it's been the last couple of years. We usually have about 4 or 5 seniors, and then like you said, kind of broken down, a couple juniors, a couple sophomores, and a couple freshmen. It's just kind of the way that it's worked out, I guess. Through these last couple of years, we used to have some bigger senior classes, but lately they seem to be more, like you said, in the 4 or 5 range, and there's a couple in each group.
Now, a lot of the coaches I've talked to, it seems this year a lot of schools are heavy on the freshman class. How do you have a bigger freshman class?
Overall, no. We have about 11 freshmen.
Okay.
But 3 of them,
Okay.
So we're hoping that the 3 of them are going to make an impact this year, or at least going to have a chance to make an impact today. So as soon as some of them got in today and kind of showed us what they can do, which was kind of nice to see. So, and then some of the ones, that they're going to be playing on the JV team, I think, they can definitely be part of the team in the future, hopefully. But overall, not a huge number, but, hopefully some quality pieces.
Yeah, I think 11, you're a group 4 school, but RBC told me they have 20 freshmen. That's unheard of for a private school.
I know. I don't know what, when I first started here, we used to have 20, 15, 20, 22 players on the freshman team.
Okay.
I'm not, it's just the kind of, I guess, the numbers, maybe volleyball.
Oh yeah.
They're not playing volleyball right now. But through the years, I feel like maybe that siphoned off a couple kids.
Do you have any players coming back from DA that couldn't play?
No, I think pretty much everybody's played with us through the years. We've been lucky like that. Most of the girls have played. We lost one girl a couple years back, but for the most part, through the years, the girls have kind of chosen, I guess, or maybe the DA academies at the time. Where I know there was like a 1-year exception where we had 2 sisters, like they took their exception at the same time, so they could play together with each other, the Royson sisters, and then they, I guess the next year they like abolished that or something, so she was able to continue to play. So luckily we've been, most of the girls have played with us.
That's great. What's your opinion? My opinion is, they're ruining, losing out on the chance, play with their, close friends that they've grown up with and stuff. A lot of high school coaches,
Yeah, obviously I'm biased to the high school because, that's what I coach. But yeah, like you said, the friendships, the moments, like, you got people coming out to watch you. We try to do a lot of night games, even though this year we have a lot of 5 o'clock games, but we've tried to do a lot of night games throughout the year. The kids, they kind of love that. And the emotional part of it is the big part, like when they finish that senior year, you just see the tears flowing,
Yeah.
and you feel for them, and then it's like that's the type of emotion that they play with. I don't know. I don't really see a lot of the of the academy, so it would be unfair for me to say
Yeah.
one way or the other. But I can see from my end that when it's over, that bus ride home. I've been on a lot of bus rides from Lenape or Eastern on the way home, and the emotions are there. It's
Yeah.
and you would miss out. You miss out on that. It's definitely something that I feel like would be a huge miss out for a lot of kids if they didn't experience that.
I agree. Um, I want to talk your schedule this year coming up. Your division, and first, what's your thoughts about having to play a team back to back?
Yeah, the back to back is tough. I mean, A South, like our division, every team is well coached. Every team is usually very good. Physical games. It's just going to be tough to be play a game, be off a day, play a game, play again against that same team. I feel they're going to be tough games. So it's definitely going to be a tough schedule. It always is. I do like the playing twice. I do like that. I kind of like where it was mixed up more, but obviously I know why they're doing it, and
Yeah.
I'm just happy that we're getting games in. So
Yeah, and like you said, you got Jackson Memorial, Brick, Southern. It was very good last year. Toms River South's got a nice, young team. Yeah, that's a tough division up and down.
yeah, everybody has played us very strong through over the last few years, and so there's no team that's not well coached and has talented players on it. They're all very good teams. And it's good. It's good competition. It's good for our girls. It's good for their team. For their girls. And if you're lucky enough to win the division, it's deserved.
Yeah. Now, this year, who knows what, it looks like there's going to be some sort of state type of tournament, but do you think playing in such a hard division, gets your team more ready for the postseason?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It does. Obviously, like it's tough if you are not winning a lot of games, but if if you're winning your fair share of games or so, it is, it's good to be, in a tough division. Our sectional in states is, like they're just unbelievable. The teams that we run into some of these years between Lenape, who won it, 8 years in a row or something like that, something crazy like that. Eastern's, phenomenal. We've played some Shawnee teams that are, some of the best teams I've ever seen, like the Eastern team last year. Washington Township beat us one year in the sectional. They were very, very good. Those teams out west, they're strong. So going through A South definitely helps, us be ready for the physical, quality programs that are out there as well.
Yeah, I put Central Jersey Group 4 and South Jersey Group 4 as the groups of death, like the World Cup.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when you make it through that, you make it through the final to that, and you're proud. It's different than the short conference. Short conference has that over volume, like a big time volume of quality teams, and there's always really really good teams in there. And then we go to another just as good tournament. I think there wasn't like any teams under 500 last year, in that bracket. The first team you're playing is obviously is very good. So it makes it fun. It makes it difficult, but fun.
Yeah. I just like how did you handle the phases that the state rolled out? The Toms River District. How did they handle it?
It was. It was. We made the best of it that we could. Our school, our athletic director, and administration kind of gave us the guidance as to what we can do, what we couldn't do, and then we just tried to do whatever we could to, get the girls together, play as much as we could. If it was just doing some, touches on the ball and physical training kind of stuff, that was fine. Then as we shifted and we could do a little bit more, we were just happy to be able to get out there and knock the ball around a little bit or dribble it by yourself a little bit. Just kind of it's been a long time since we've seen the girl. Usually I see the girls in school all year because I'm in the high school with them.
Yeah.
I see them all the time. I have some of them in class, so it's just been a long time away from them. It was kind of just nice to get back to see the girls and kind of get back to some normalness a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah. It's glad that scrimmages happened today. It's great. We're gonna
Yeah.
get to see some soccer.
Yeah, it was nice, I got out there and I was like, all right, we're back. This is nice.
Yeah, that seems like all the coaches that I spoke to, this afternoon. That's their mind. That was their mindset. Just happy to be back out there.
Yeah, it was so nice just to be able to get back out there on the sideline and try to work with the girls and see what we got.
Last question, Coach. What are some goals you're gonna have set for your team for this coming season?
I mean, for this coming season here, like I said, we try to take every game, play as hard as we can, and let the chips fall where they may. We always try to keep A South. We're always trying to be competitive in there. You know, the short conference, we've always liked to try to put our best effort forth in that as well. And we always, when I first became the coach, Coach Klimek, he was boys coach forever, and he kind of let me in on, like, listen, we gotta get these girls to go to Neptune. Back the semifinals of short conference was, you got to play at Neptune. There was like a double header. I don't know
Yes.
if you remember that.
Yep.
And he made it there multiple times with the boys team, and he kind of said to, I was the assistant coach at the time, and he said we got to make it to that. We got to make it to that round. You got to let the girls got to experience it, because once they experience it, you get the taste for it. So, every year we're trying to push to, try to get, they don't have that same situation now. It's not always at Neptune.
Yeah.
But we're always trying to push to try to get to that semifinal, because it's kind of, I feel like it's like a showcase that night where you get the, the two girls games back to back. So
Yeah.
we try to do our best to try to make it to that game, and for the states, just try to do what we can, try to win it, I guess.
Yeah, Coach. Yeah, I enjoyed the short conference, the semis. This past season they were two very good games. And you don't really get because I do the similar stuff for basketball where you got showcases where you get I could catch 6 games in one day. Soccer
Yeah.
really doesn't have that, so I try to take advantage. Any field that has more than one game, I try to get there. Get to see more of the talent.
Unfortunately, we can't do that mountains versus the seas again this year, but that's been for some phenomenal soccer.
Yeah, I missed that last season, but I mean, last season, Shore won what is there, 7 games or 6 games? They won every game.
It was either 6 or 7. It's funny when we went to their place up there. I think we only won one,
Yes,
and lost all of them, and then they came down here and we won all of them and they lost one. So we need a neutral site. We needed a neutral site for this year, because it was But I mean, the programs that they brought down and the programs that we had here, it was just phenomenal tournament. It was, you wanted to get there early to kind of watch the team before you.
Yeah, those are great events.
Yeah.
So, all right, Coach, thank you for joining me. I wish
thanks for all the coverage.
Oh yeah, no problem. I wish your team good luck, and I'll definitely catch a couple of your games. I got your Jackson Memorial game scheduled circled right now.
Nice, it's awesome. Always a big game.
Yep. So good luck to you and your team.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Bye-bye.